Shin Megami Tensei 4 Apocalypse brings us back into the demon-infested Tokyo of 2013. Boasting an improved map system, demon fusion, and updated battle mechanics, can this game surpass its predecessor, or is it just more of the same? Designed as a side story to the last game, Apocalypse puts you into the shoes of Nanashi, a young demon hunter living in the ruins of Tokyo. As the story unfolds, Nanashi is quickly killed only to be resurrected as the Godslayer, a servant of the god Dagda. Taking place just before the true ending of SMT4, you'll find yourself embroiled in a plot that has you taking on gods from various religions, getting caught in the middle of a war, and fusing an insane amount of demons. Basically your standard SMT game. The story itself takes a while to get going and leans a little too heavily on the plot of SMT4. It does an okay job at summarizing the events of the last game, but unless you've played it, you'll never quite understand the impact on the world, and you're constantly feeling like you're just playing catch up to a more interesting protagonist. That is, until the midway point of the game around 15 hours in, where its own plot really has a chance to shine through and you start understanding what it means to be a Godslayer. As you work your way through the game, you'll meet and battle over 450 types of demons, each with their own alignment and temperament. Each demon can be recruited to your party through either scouting or fusing. Scouting a demon in the middle of a battle can be a challenge, especially when you're trying to persuade a particularly annoying demon to join you, only to have them run off with over half your cash halfway through negotiations. Thankfully, unlike the past games, you can pick up your talk's next encounter, making the whole thing go smoother. Fusion, on the other hand, is where this game really outdoes the previous entry. Using the Mido app on your in-game cell phone, you can fuse together just about every demon you find. The settings available to find and sort your fusion list are insane, fixing the most annoying part of SMT4, which would refuse to show you results if too many demons were found. It's now as simple as setting your search options and getting a list of all the monsters you can make, listed by level or skill. Hands down, it is the best fusing system in any SMT game. The series is renowned for its difficulty, which tends to start off easy and then spike out of nowhere, becoming crushingly hard for the uninitiated. This time around it feels more forgiving than before, teaching you the new systems without ever overwhelming you. This is owed to some of the core changes to the battle system. Battling is still done by exploiting the weakness of whatever enemy you're fighting against and using the press turn system to gain an extra turn every time you do so. It's always a joy to accidentally use a move that can obliterate an enemy in a single hit. The biggest change from any other SMT game is the Hama or Mudo skills. One-hit KOs in the previous games are no longer a death sentence. Apocalypse has the smirk system to help keep things fair. Exploit an enemy's weakness and your character will get a smirk status. That's when your instant kill attacks will be effective. If you use them while you're not smirking, you'll just deal a regular amount of damage. Same goes for your enemies, making the game feel way less cheap and stopping you from being annihilated by some of the more frustrating bosses on the first round. As you progress, you'll meet companions that join you in a support role. Separate from your main party, they use their skills at the end of every turn. Each companion has a specific set of skills that range from healing to attacks to buffs and debuffs, letting you customize the type of support you need. Every 9 turns, your companions can perform an all-out attack that has them do a massive amount of damage to whatever demon you happen to be fighting. All of this leads to a far smoother experience where the odds are a little more stacked in your favor than in previous entries. Being built on the bones of a 3-year-old game, you can really see the reused assets. Locations are basically the exact same layout, and even the menus are nearly identical. Graphically, it's not the prettiest game on the system at a glance, but the gorgeous art of every character and demon, especially the angels, will leave you awestruck. The music is great, if a little repetitive, with a foreboding synth feel that really draws you into the overly oppressive world. My biggest gripe with Apocalypse is the inane amount of Day 1 DLC. Everything from extra story missions to quick leveling missions. It feels a little overwhelming, and if you want to buy all of it, you'll be paying at least $30 or more if you want to grab it all. Shin Megami Tensei 4 Apocalypse is a wild ride, if a little slow to get going. The updated systems are welcome changes, actually making the battles seem fair, and the new overworld map is a godsend. The demon recruiting conversations are fun, and the story is suitably dark, but it's hard to recommend to players that never beat Shin Megami Tensei 4. If you still feel like jumping in, you'll find one of the best JRPGs on the 3DS.